What's up, y'all? So I feel much better after taking a bath, but then I realized I'm all out. I'm all out of water. I'm all out. But let me talk. I had some time with God for a long time when I was finishing my walk, and He told me this. He said, "If you've gotten this far in the game, you've already passed. But the new devils have already appeared. You just don't know, right?" I was so stressed today. I have never been this stressed in a while. I actually don't even get mad. That's how lack of. Let me get a seating real quick, some proper footing. But I never get mad, right? When I tell you a black woman tried to call the cops on me, and God said, "It's good enough. You've tried." Because I thought that I'm like, "Why you bring me to Atlanta?" He said, "I needed you to observe, so you could gather the good and the bad. So when it's your time to rebuild the kingdom, you can do so." That's what He told me. He said, "You've helped enough." The one thing about women, I had to learn this late because I'm not a woman, is that women stick to what they know. They stick to the familiar. You're not an Atlantean man, so they have no desire to entertain you, even if you give them compliments, because I believe all women deserve compliments. But God is saying, you have a soft heart, you have a loving heart, you're doing too much. You've already passed the test. Now your time is specifically geared in feeding yourself. Deny yourself of the black and the women, specifically you now. And He said the reason why your attachments to black and women are so strong is because you have a mother, have sisters. You're a man, you already know that lifestyle. So you're not as, I won't say empathetic, you understand it more. For women, you know the pain they feel. And you know they're weaker than your gender, so you have to protect. God said, "I'll do that." They clearly don't respect you. Do your part elsewhere, which is within yourself. Feed your magic and tell your story. And He said, you don't think that the white man, when he enslaved the melanated people, he didn't plan this out? That you all would bicker back and forth by the time you all reached freedom? So God said, focus on yourself. Detach from the black, detach from the women, focus on you. You're already so forward in the game, so forward in the race. You focusing on yourself will catapult you. This environment needs you to stay with like a pity love. It needs you to stay in a sunken lower state of love. You know. And ironically, today is the holiday of love. Mind you, my whole day been stressed and people just saying the most rudest things. I don't even want to go through all the examples. That's how many. God told me yesterday that, the veil was thinning. So my personal life, spiritual stuff, and my work life are now blending into one. And the weird stuff is now kicking into my work life. But I'm secure. After my bath, God spoke to me. He said, "No, the reason why I needed you to detach, I needed you to detach because no other way would you have denounced your own people because of your pride. But I needed to show you that they don't fuck with you. You're not from here. Focus on yourself. You have empathy towards them because they look like you, but this is not your fight. Focus on your mission. I'll fight this fight for those that want to change." And I said, okay. And now we're here. because it took me so long to understand what he was doing, because he's the Father. He won't tell you immediately. He needed me to detach myself from emotions of everything, because any city, if you're chosen, any city needs you to stay in it to reserve your energy, right? And Atlanta knows I'm leaving. I'm not from here. I had no intentions of staying. God just needed me to finish my assignment and to observe and to do my homework. Now that I've completed my assignment, he said, you can go. But some of my emotions are still here because I'm here. He said, disregard, continue. You're so close, continue. And that's why the demonic spirit wants you to have that lower anger. When I told you I had anger, I like rage, because I'm like, what's going on? God said, the demonic state knows you're rising. It needs to keep you lower. The lady said, I'm walking, taking a natural daily walk, trying to lower my energy. I see a young lady. I say, hey, you look nice. We're walking in the same direction. I see one of the, I don't want to call her crackhead, but she's a crackhead. I say hi to her. I give her a hug, and I'm walking the same direction as the lady that I said looked nice. She goes and stops and says, you following me? I said, I'm taking a walk. I said, if anything, you look nice. And she says, and like doesn't have a response. She said, I'm calling 911. So I continue walking. And I said, you know what? I'm going to walk backwards. I'm going to walk back home. She says, you coming over here and calling 911? I said, call them. Call them. One of the weed guys pops out of nowhere and is like, yo, where you going? I said, I'm going home. He said, you better go home. I said, okay. And God said, they're trying to rile you up because you're too calm. He said, go home, take a bath. I went home, took a bath, ordered some Chinese food. And God said, focus all this energy in your art. Because these people, it's not black that you're irritable with. It's not women that you're irritable with. You're irritable with this world. It's just focused all its energy in black people and women. And you, is that the Chinese food? Hold on. No, that's not them. Anyways, he said, you need to focus all your loving energy, not on a woman, not on the community, but yourself. Because once you do that, you can build a community. You can have a woman. None of these women respond to you well because they're not yours. When a woman is yours, she responds to you well. When a woman's, and vice versa, you know what I'm trying to say. When a man has a woman that knows that the connection is right and it's synchronistic, no complication. But you have to find yours. Just like I said, Atlanteans will date Atlanteans. Northerners will most likely date Northerners. Easterners will most likely date Easterners. Westerners will most likely date a Westerner. If you're from the islands, you most likely date someone from the islands. If you're African, same thing. Asian, same thing. White, same thing. So being as though I'm mixed heritage, it's very complicated to find it's very complicated to find your footing, right? And God told me, he said, the woman you will most likely marry will not be from the Western world, but you don't know that. That's why you constantly try to favor the attention, because one, you're in America, so who else you going to choose? And two, you have to just allow me as God to orchestrate this love affair, not you trying to create it your own self. They will never favor you. You're 36. It never worked out. It was never meant to. You were meant to build with me in an intimate, affectionate way, and then I would give you what you wanted. So, I do feel better because I understand what he's doing. Do I like that this is happening? No, because we're not warned. Well, technically we're prepared. He warns us to prepare, but he doesn't warn us for what's gonna happen. Because all this is just weird. The whole February been weird. You know, on the plus side, I've gotten more art, and my art creativity is on a whole new level. And it's like tit for tat. Once I get higher, it's like the energy around get weirder. I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna talk a few more minutes, and then I'm gonna go wait for my food because I can bet you that the food gonna pull up. I hear a loud knock on the door. Anyways, I hope y'all day's going well. I don't believe in holidays, but if you have a significant that you truly care for, try to do right by one another. Not because of the holiday, but because of what's already within. Just try to make it spicy. Um, for those that are single, try to get something, try to get something shaken tonight if you can, but do it in a loving way. It's not about what we're doing; it's about how we're doing it, and our frequency is so low that we don't even have the mental the heart um bandwidth to understand how to love better, mentally, physically, emotionally. Like it's all trash. But let me not end that on a negative note. Open your hearts. If you're not gonna do it any other day of the year, do it now. Because if y'all gonna have the energy to buy these bummy chocolates and these flowers and all the balloons and stuff, why can't y'all uh invest that energy in something that's free, which is your own essence? Enhance your essence for those that love you, and especially if y'all are clicked up. Y'all been talking, know each other somewhat, or live together. Either way, do your thing. Enjoy yourself. We'll talk soon. Enjoy your day.